Well, then, it's business as usual with the WWE. Of course. Like, we should be surprised.
Shit shows.
Welcome to another edition of the Monday Night Raw Popcast, exclusively here on the Popcast Network. My name is Owen. Joining me, as always, is Ashley.
And stuff.
Who knows what next week's going to bring? I can't stay awake, and you're way too focused on E3. It's going to be real interesting for everybody involved.
Next week, advance warning, there may not be a show. Because Owen will probably be asleep through Raw because, his schedule and everything.
Yeah, it's taking a bit to get used to, that's for sure.
So, super bumper show next week covering Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, Dominion. It's like, oh, shit. I have to get through them fucking quick, aren't I?
Well, on the bright side, the Wednesday show actually works. Well, no, not really, because I work pretty much. I finally have a day off tomorrow. I work 12 days straight. And then I work again on Wednesday. And then I have a day off on Thursday. And then I work Friday through Thursday. So I am tired, to say the least.
Probably.
That's why I haven't really been able to put my all in these shows this week, because I'm wiped out. Welcome, Logan, to chat. I'm currently trying to find out the identity of WWE Bear. Not to be confused with HHN Bear. So.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about this.
Actually, has Zazzle got a Popcast Network Bear?
Oh, God, I don't think so.
Oh, boo.
So we're coming off a mildly lackluster pay-per-view. Even though we're getting way ahead of ourselves, I give credit to WWE, even though they took an abysmal name for the next pay-per-view. And they did theme it towards the 50s. And using the Jerry Lee Lewis song of the same name. Because you kind of have to in this situation. All that's missing, of course, Deuce, Cherry, and you can't forget Super Domino.
Probably.
So, before we start, I have confirmation of the main event spoilers.
Okay.
Which, of course, it would be wonderful if my mouse was not pausing on us. We had two matches, as we always do, every single week. I believe I'm seeing Lindsay Dorado and Drew Gulak was the first match. With Dorado going over, and Bo Dallas defeated Kurt Hawkins in the main event. All right.
No, it sounds like a plan, but
Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. Cited tonight's Raw. Ashley, take it away.
So they say that Samoa Joe will be talking later, except Bray Wyatt interrupts, just like last week, except this time. And apparently he's facing Roman Reigns in the opening match. And Bray says, last night was my chance to win a shot at slaying the beast. They took the sword away and plunged it right into my heart. But you might notice something. I'm still alive and I'm here to cast judgment on all the guilty parties. Because all 4 men are guilty. And that all 4, one by one, will be punished. And he will start with Roman tonight. He's about to talk some more, and Roman just interrupts, makes his entrance, and we're getting straight into it. What the shit? Okay, don't give us any time to waste, apparently. Right.
Welcome Pedro and Logan in the chat. Ashley, I have a question for you before we go further into the show.
Mm-hmm.
Are you currently on Twitter being followed by Marty the Moth?
What?
Martin Casas. Logan is the latest one. He has been following people left and right on Twitter, promoting himself, promoting his Facebook fan page, promoting his Twitter. He followed me and the Popcast Twitter over the weekend, and apparently Logan has been followed by Marty as well.
Is it good that I'm not?
I don't know. Pedro, it's okay. I hope you enjoyed your friend's birthday party. We still got to get together at the park sometime. Just let me know when you are able to do so.
So that means Pedro didn't watch the show?
Yeah.
To some extent, good move. To some extent, there was actually some all right stuff here. Speaking of this match, this went like 20 minutes. I was amazed at one, they didn't open with a 20-minute promo. They just opened with 30 minutes of like 5 minutes of promo and then a 20-minute match.
Right.
Should have you awake for that one.
I was actually. So Roman Reigns versus Bray Wyatt. I mean, it went back and forth for quite a while. Why did Uranagi get a near fall? And he's getting ready to go for the Exorcist Crab Walk, but he basically stops himself, goes for the Avalanche, sets Reigns up, and he ends up getting caught after he goes to the middle turnbuckle and headbutted off. So Roman goes for the power bomb for the near fall. Reigns sets up the Superman punch. Bray ducks out of the way. Roman comes off, hits the Superman punch. Bray kicks out. Roman growls, sets up for the spear, and of course, Bray gets up. Wyatt powders to the outside, and of course, he's way too close to the actual rope itself, and he gets caught with a drive-by. Bray gets back up, and Roman gets decimated with a huge lariat. Wyatt goes down as well, so both men are down on the outside. Bray beats the count. Roman slides in just in the nick of time, and Bray pops up, goes for Sister Abigail. Reigns rolls him up, Superman punch, spear, 1, 2, 3. Really, this was not needed, honestly. Like, Bray Wyatt does not need to lose again, especially after he promises he was going to basically deliver punishment to everyone involved. And he fails immediately because he goes after Aquaman right away. I mean, the match was good. These two have great chemistry. But, I mean, I'm sure you probably would agree when I say this, that Bray Wyatt didn't need to lose again.
Not really. But at the same time, I'd say... No, actually, no. Thinking about it, sorry. So I was distracted by something else. Thank Thanks, Shikara. I'll get into that Wednesday. Yeah. I mean, Bray getting buried again. Why am I not surprised?
Oh, I didn't say
I'll
it
make
was.
Roman look strong, because otherwise, what the shit do they do for WrestleMania? You got to build him up 8 months. No, 10 months. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's just, oh boy. So, then we progress.
Charlie's interviewing Enzo and Cass, and Enzo's got no clue who attacked him. And Cass is offended that some people think that he attacked his own partner. They're facing Anderson and Gallows later, and Cass says he'll be on guard for anybody to make sure nobody gets, attacking his buddy once again. And they recap Alexa Bliss retaining over Bayley last night. Bayley apparently has had to go home to recover from her injuries, and also to be ridiculed like the stupid bitch that she now is. So I know you're a nice person, Bayley, but you're a stupid bitch now. That's
It's
what
the
we've
character. It's the character. It's not her.
Yeah.
It's not Pamela. It's Bayley. There's the difference.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not Becky. It's Bayley. If we're going on the indie names.
Right. Exactly.
Kurt's being distracted by his shit on his phone again.
I'm
Alexa
telling you.
comes in.
I'm telling you, Ashley. Kenny said basically send him the DM.
I don't think it is.
I hope not. God, I hope not.
I've got a very interesting thing. We'll get to it. I think I figured it out, and I think it is something that is going to be interesting.
Logan gets the line in chat for the night so far that says Raw equals Roman always wins.
Yeah.
Good one.
So Alexa comes in and says, like, hello, yes, thank you for congratulating me on my title retention last night. And says, look, I'm done with Bayley. She's an issue in the past. How about tonight? I've got it all set up. I've got the guests and everything. Alexa Bliss. This is my life. And the thing is, the crowd are like, yes, because they're into Alexa. And Kurt goes, I'm going to shoot that down, because this is your live segment from last week was one of the worst segments in the history of Raw. And I was like, standing ovation. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hail King Kurt. Yes.
I don't care if he was stumbling over his lines all night or not. That's what happens when you get subpar dialogue to have to remember. But when you shoot like that, that works very well for me.
A championship? Yeah, so basically Kurt says, I did note that Nia you did give Nia a title shot once you were through with Bayley, and considering you yourself have said, we're done, surely Nia deserves a title shot. I'm doing it tonight. Woo! So now there's Elias Sampson singing a song. Crowd is hating it because, Bob Dylan gave his lecture this weekend to the Nobel Prize people, and it was more entertaining.
Yeah, and this week Cole brings up Roger Waters. So yes, now we've compared him to Bruce Springsteen and Roger Waters. Michael Cole, seriously, just stop watching the infomercials at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hello.
Here we go.
Is Michael Cole watching?
Nope.
Why are you such an annoying fucking cunt? Go back and do your stunts. Relax. Corey Graves is doing good.
Yep. It's true.
Booker
Who
T and
knew?
Otunga and that's all we ever want.
Who knew that Sterling James Keenan would be one of the best color commentators in the WWE?
There's no way to talk of Kevin Owens. So he gets interrupted by Dean, comes out and says, I've got to just say a few words. Hits him with a mic, throws him out the ring, just says, I want my match with Miz tonight. I know he's here. Miz comes on the Tron and says, whoa, me and Maurice are busy on the Comeback Tour event. And then Dean gets attacked from behind. Hits Dean with the rolling cutter. And then Elias gets the mic and says, that's what happens when you attack me with a mic, Dean. And he's miles away and heads to the back.
I mean, they took Crossroads and they basically turned it into an inverted swinging neck breaker.
So in some sense, Miz and Samson win again.
Yep.
Although Miz should be a little worried by the fact that Samson seems to be having momentum. Although, considering how he's getting buried by every single fucking commentator, they already think he's a fuckhead.
Yep.
Do you wanna walk with Elias? After the way you're being described, mate, nobody does. Apparently. Which is always good.
I still like Elias Sampson. I don't care. The WWE takeover of IWC continues.
Clearly.
With Corey and Sampson, yeah, absolutely.
So then Dean bumps into Kurt backstage. And Dean wants Miz, and Kurt says, look, Miz and Maurice have set up a championship celebration for later on. It's been a long planned thing. And because I want it to go swimmingly, I need you to leave the building. And Dean's just like, well, how about I go into his locker room? Because he'll have that cucumber water, because that's pretty awesome. He says, look, just go. And Dean leaves. Now it's time for some mojo. And says, I don't fear Lesnar. I envy him. I want all that you've got, Brock. I'll take it all away from you, Great Balls of Fire. That ability to wrestle and appear whenever you want, whenever you want. Putting fear into everybody. Having Paul Heyman as my advocate. And most importantly, that little belt called the WWE Universal Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Paul Heyman. Does the usual introductions and says, hell, last night you proved you're a badass with your win, and clearly you don't fear Brock. But there is a thing that concerns him, and he's used to being concerned by stuff because he's a Jew. But apparently we were allowing that sort of line. The thing that concerns him is that Joe is not a target of Brock either. He doesn't fear him. Finn versus Brock, that was the best case scenario, as he pointed out a few weeks back. But Joe versus Brock, oh, that's the worst case scenario. Because he knows that both men want to destroy each other, and no matter what, Joe will be taking a piece of Brock away with him once they're done. So he offers a handshake and says, just make sure, in accepting this match, Brock will make sure that it's your worst case scenario too, Joe. And they shake hands, and then Joe grabs Paul, backs him into one of the corners, and just says, look, there's something I need you to tell Brock. And I know you're just his advocate and everything, because Paul's like, don't hurt me. So it's just like, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arm around your throat. Things are going to go a bit weird, and then eventually you'll pass out. And then you'll start seeing hallucinations of stuff. And then you tell Brock what happened. And puts the coquina clutch on him. Literally just does exactly what he said. The officials come in and stop the hold, check on Heyman, and the crowd are going, we want Brock, we want Brock. And Joe just grabs the mic and says, and so do I, and drops it and leaves. It's like, well, that's how we're establishing that I guess he's the bad guy or something.
This was excellent. This match is going to be incredible, but this build-up is going to be awesome along the way. I'm very intrigued to see how this match gets, what they do in this match.
Yeah, seems like a plan.
This could be really good if they do it correctly. But with WWE's booking lately, I don't know if I really have that much faith in them.
No, who knows?
Speaking of not much faith, Heath Slater and Rhino are on Raw.
Well, then we get Joe backstage, talking with Angle, and Seth comes in and says, "Look, I wouldn't do something like that, and clearly you're trying to send a message. Well, I want to send a message to you because you beat Finn Balor. You didn't beat Roman. You didn't beat that charlatan Bray Wyatt, and how you didn't beat me. So I want you tonight." And Kurt just says, "Ben, Samoa Joe versus Rollins." And Joe just says, "What are you asking for?" Or something like that. The sound of it. That's all I know. So then we get to, Slater and Rhino taking on Sheamus and Cesaro. Where the fuck are the Hardys? The rumors are they're breaking up. I wish those rumors would be deleted.
They don't need to split the Hardys again. My God, WWE, just keep them together and break them in general. This match was over in basically no time at all. Cesaro mocked Matt Hardy before crowning Heath Slater. Sheamus blind tags in. Slater gets Cesaro over the top, hits Sheamus with a leg lariat. Goes to tag Rhino. Cesaro pulls him off the apron, and he's working over Cesaro with right hands, a chop, and here comes Sheamus, because don't forget he's blind tagged in. Road kick, match over. That happened. Apparently Roman Reigns is in chat right now.
Oh no!
Roman Reigns, the big dog, said, "I'm not a bad guy. I'm not a good guy. I'm the guy. A man more powerful than a locomotive. Believe that."
Oh no! Also, I don't get it.
And I'm the one that's half asleep.
No, I'm just like, why would Roman Reigns give a shit about us? Because Kevin Dunn clearly hasn't. Cut to the fucking crowd. Cut to the fucking crowd. Do it. Do it!
Oh my God. He's going to start sounding like that too. Him and his, as Jim Cornette would say, him and his Bucky Beaver teeth.
Mm-hmm.
We get Neville in the back.
with Sheamus and Cesaro cut a promo basically. Oh, look, the Hardys lost. We're champions. We're the bar. Time, gentlemen, please. Last orders. So then we get TJP and Neville backstage, and TJ congratulates Neville on his win and says, when am I getting my title shot? And Neville just goes, patience, man. And TJ goes, whoa. I've helped you out for the past few months, and got Neville out, got Aries out the way for you. So after how long I've been waiting, that the favor's returned. And Neville goes, look, if you deal with Mustafa Ali tonight, I'll have a word with Kurt and get it all set up. And TJ's like, yeah, and leaves because he's facing him next for the only cruiserweight match. Unless they're counting Kalisto as a cruiserweight, because Tozawa was fucking there. We've even given up on them there.
Probably.
Then again, it could be because some of them are part of the UK NXT tour.
Also probable.
Depends who's there tomorrow night. We'll have to see. By that, we'll be able to judge who was in Aberdeen tonight for the NXT shows. So TJP Mustafa wasn't too bad a match. Too short, but wasn't too bad.
I mean, what do you expect, really? I mean, it was good back and forth for a while. Ali ended up getting a nice 180 swing DDT. He puts CJ in the corner. He sets up for the imploding 450. TJ gives him the kick. Ali falls to the canvas, and TJP hits the detonation kick for the win.
And then
the loudest pyro in WWE hits.
TJP goes up the ramp, and he's like, yeah. Neville's pyro goes off. Everybody has a fucking heart attack. I think they're making it louder by the fucking week.
You haven't dealt with it live. It's nasty.
No, but it sounds like they're actually making it louder. So I don't know if my friend's going to the Cajun Dome show next week, because if he is, I'll just warn him. If you see him taping up the ropes purple, get some cotton and wool in your fucking ears.
So real quick, I do have results from the Aberdeen, Scotland show.
Uh-oh.
And there is nobody on the main roster with the exception of, that's going to be a good match, Jack Gallagher.
So Jack Gallagher was in the UK.
Yeah, so let me give you these. I can run these down real quick since we've got a little time.
Might as well.
So this was the Aberdeen, Scotland show that was earlier today. No Way Jose defeated Jack Gallagher. Whoever booked that, you're dumb. Wind up baseball punch for the win. The UK champion Pete Dunne teamed with Wolfgang to take on Mark Andrews and Trent Seven. Dunne won with the bitter end on Andrews. And then he decided he wanted to get up in Wolfgang's face, and Wolfgang knocked him down and held up the UK championship.
Uh-oh.
Nikki Cross over Ember Moon. When Ember went for Bad Moon Rising, she got knocked off, and Nikki pushed and pinned her on that. Roderick Strong and Aleister Black defeated Tino Sabatelli and Riddick Moss. Black won with Black Mass. Chris Hero over Cien Almas with the rolling elbow. Regal thanks the crowd. Asuka defeats Peyton Royce with a released German and the Asuka lock. The Authors of Pain successfully defended the tag team titles against Sanity of Alexander Wolf and Killian Dane. No surprise, Killian Dane was over in this match. Wolf ate a lariat for the win. Main event, Bobby Roode successfully defeated Drew McIntyre to retain the NXT Championship. Future Shock DDT got a very close near fall. Bobby had the referee and kicked Drew in the nuts and retained the championship. Drew cleared Bobby out of the ring after the match was over, and he said he's taking the NXT Championship, and he called it the NXT World Title. So it's nice to see that someone other than us is calling the NXT title a World Championship. That's your Aberdeen results.
Practically.
Yes. Neville. Pyro.
Never mind.
Neville Man.
And then here comes Goldust. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Gone with the Wind, 1933.
So glad these promos are back. They make me so happy.
This may all be a joke to our truth, but Goldust is deadly serious, and all the stars and the celebs will be coming back glistening in gold because the golden era has returned. They keep saying this. No fucking wrestling, just promos. For 3 straight fucking weeks.
It's Southpaw. Who knew Goldust was a member of Southpaw?
Wait. Hang on.
No wrestling? Just promos? Come on.
Goldust killed Rachel McAdams?
Oh, God.
Oh, wrong Southpaw, sorry.
Wrong Southpaw. Oh, my God.
Wrong Southpaw.
Jake Gyllenhaal thanks you for the mentioning.
That's why I did it.
I'm aware.
So, the women's locker room are talking. Basically, it's Dana, Mickey, and Sasha, because that's all that's fucking left, bitches. Literally.
Because they won't put Summer on TV.
Alexa comes in, and I think Summer's technically SmackDown.
No, technically she's Raw. She's been Raw. They just never did anything
One
with
of
her.
them. So they all go to leave. Sasha does because she wants nothing to do with this.
Yes.
Wise move. Wise move. And Alexa stops them, just saying, "Look, Mickey, Dana, you are clearly deserving of a title shot before Nia. You know, we need to deal with the Nia problem." And Dana and Mickey are going like, "We don't have the problem. Nia's your problem." And just to make sure, so we can have some fun, we'll be watching this all from ringside. And then Alexa's like, "Well, fuck." And we go to the commentary, and then Kurt just goes, "Corey, need to have a word." They're looking at the phone, and it's like, broken freaking neck. And Corey comes back, and they went, "So, you know what's going on then, Corey?" And Corey's just like, "Yeah, Callisto's coming out for action." Like, yes! That bait and switch. The interesting, then it continues on backstage. And, he's asked by Mike Rome, what's the issue that's happening with your phone and Corey? And he says, "Look, it's a private matter." And leaves through the fire exit. And then just as it's about to close, Dean sneaks in.
Hold on.
The thing to note is that Revival are in the background of all this.
No. You completely glossed over the geek moment of the night. Did you notice what Mike Rome was wearing on his lapel?
I'm guessing something interesting.
Well, I mean, Mike Rome, as his Twitter or his Instagram will tell you, he's a big nerd.
Nerd.
He definitely wouldn't deny me saying that about him. But he was rocking something really cool, actually. On his lapel was a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers power coin of the White Ranger Tiger Zord.
Okay.
Yeah, Rome's a huge Power Rangers mark, always has been. So yeah, it's always nice to see him get his geekdom into the shots. Like he's always wearing some really bizarre socks. I guess I kind of can put that somewhat towards a significant other as well, but that's another story for another time. And it's like if you catch him when he's doing like an interview, and if they would ever pan the right way, you'd see that he always wears really like interesting socks. Well, this time he got away with wearing a pin, and usually he gets away with wearing stuff like that. So I'm glad WWE lets him do things like that, because let that nerd flag fly.
Okay, that just sounds wrong. Probably.
And we continue. Oh, by the way, everybody knows what we think of the Revival here on Popcast Network.
No. I like him.
I do too.
I really like him. It's just when Cody goes, "Fuck the Revival." That's more interesting.
I got a better one. It's when he's just showed the coffee cup in the latest episode.
Haven't caught that one yet. I need to.
So he sees the coffee cup, and Cody's just like standing there drinking coffee, talking to Matt and Nick. And the next thing you know, he's not saying anything. And Matt and Nick are trying to get him to say it, and they try to get him to say it. And then all of a sudden, you see his coffee cup tilt, and it says it on there. And the best one is Marty runs into Ospreay in the Tokyo airport, and he's like, "You have anything to say to being the elite?" And he says it too, and I'm like, "Oh my god." And Stephen Amell shows up at the very end and says that Adam Cole deserved it.
Wow.
Being the elite is one of the greatest things in the history of ever. And I will spend copious amounts of money on Hot Topic in one more month when all the Bullet Club stuff is available for me to purchase.
If it's all there.
So when Matt and Nick were on with Dave and Brian, they said that Bullet Club, Young Bucks, Kenny, Cody, and a very limited run of Marty is going to be what's going to be available at Hot Topic. So yes, I will have a lot of shirts to be wearing to Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Well, the Marty stuff is only certain shops. I don't know whether Orlando would be one. Let's hope it is.
I mean, if anything, it's not going to be. It'll be in the online store, because that's where I can buy stuff. Yes, Pedro, I agree. Must purchase all. I mean, it'll be on the online Hot Topic store, whether it's actually in our shop or not. I mean, it's anyone's guess. But I know Marty's stuff is going to on a very limited run. The Buck stuff will be everywhere. The Bullet Club stuff will be everywhere. And then after that, the Kenny stuff will be the next, and then after that will be the Cody stuff, and the Marty stuff is last. So I'm curious to see exactly where everything goes. I'm still thinking everything with the Elite and the Revival is all just a big rib. I really do. It just seems that way.
It is.
And it's awesome. I love it.
Are you stalling this because I think I've worked out who it is?
Go ahead.
Well, think about it. It's something that Kurt is conflicted by, because it's something that clearly will be affecting him and his job if Stephanie finds out about it. Unless, of course, Stephanie's arranged it. Who would be the most likely people for it to be seen as an inside job from Kurt?
We're not talking Jordan and Gable, so I mean that's not an option.
Yeah, but you're close.
Hawes and Benjamin don't work for the company.
Don't they?
Well, Hawes doesn't work for the company. Benjamin is, I don't think he's officially signed yet.
No, neither of them are signed. Remember, they brought in the Spirit Squad before.
This is true. This also could have something to do with
them.
It wouldn't be shocking. I mean, it also could be the fact that Angle's not cleared, or maybe he's not. Obviously he's not cleared to compete, but when it comes down to it, maybe he's not like he took a test that he's not mentally capable after everything that's happened to him his entire career to do the job that he's doing, and if they found that out, he would lose his job. That seems a little too highbrow for WWE to go that route. So I think that they're going to go with something more like bringing in World's Greatest Tag Team, something like that.
I think that's the one that nobody's thinking of. They're trying to say it's Revival. And it's still up in the air, of course, as to whether it could be the guy that happened to show up tonight, or it is just Cass and he just made it look good.
Oh, I think it's Cass. I straight up think it's Cass. I just, which is good, but Enzo's screwed now.
So
Shelton is still out, according to Pedro. He hasn't been given the okay yet.
He's been taking bookings for the last month.
Huh.
And notice he hasn't shown up in Suzuki Gun. Especially when you think about it, they'd have easily picked him up because WWE never got him, and he's been pretty much healthy, according to his doctor, sort of since March.
Yeah, well, Suzuki Gun is basically dead in the water now anyway, so.
Oh, there might be some momentum to it.
There's one piece of momentum, but that's about it.
Oh, no. I think there might be two. Let's just say Suzuki Gun are involved in the 6-man tag hunt on Sunday.
Oh, I know. We'll talk about Dominion on.
I think that might be the momentum that they need, at least for the time being, because that title changes hands every fucking show. So now it's time for Kalisto and Titus. Relatively quick match, but with interesting ending, shall we say?
Oh, you mean the fact that they're basically going with the idea that we gave a week ago?
Probably.
Yeah, we said this first. Anyone that's listening right now, I said that what they should do is put Tozawa together with Apollo Crews with Titus managing them. And it looks like they're trying to build to this. Someone's listening. They wouldn't come up with that idea on their own.
Probably.
So we get Miz and Maurice backstage.
Yeah, walking, look over. Cass is attacked on the floor. Officials and Enzo come in, and then Cass hands Enzo a big gold chain. I don't know if that was the weapon. In which case, I'm wondering whether that's a clue, the gold chain. I'm trying to think. Well, there's nobody on the main roster that would have a gold chain, would they?
Nope.
I'm trying to think from the olden days. I don't think Team Angle did.
Nope.
Unless, of course, that was Cass's chain, but he didn't wear a chain when he went out, did he? From what I remember, so strange. Then when we come back from break, the refs basically take Cass to the medical team and say to Enzo, look, you got a match coming up? Too bad, son. You have to find another tag partner. And then it's time for the celebration for The Miz. And, of course, the crowd, as he comes out, the crowd, do you deserve it? And Miz, clearly going off script, goes, that'd be so awesome for you to say to me, except you say it to every single person that wins a title, so it means nothing. And I'm like, oh, he's on. Fuck the revival. But the fact of the matter is, he actually does deserve it, and tonight is the start of the comeback tour and restoring the Intercontinental title to its former glories. And proposes a toast to him and a time when he's known as the only IC champ there has ever been. And they've got all the fancy stuff, you know, the table, the drinks, the balloons, and the dancing bear with the congratulations sign, #MizBear. And Maurice goes, I didn't book the bear. You didn't book the bear? You didn't book the bear? I'm Spartacus. And so Miz beats the shit out of the bear. And then gets to the bear and goes, ladies and gentlemen, the former champ, Dean Ambrose, pulls off the head, and it's some that we still don't know the identity of.
I'm trying to find it, and I can't. And no one's got it yet.
Backstage crew,
Maybe,
possibly, rather than anything fancy. Then it's like there's a big present that's been carried to ringside, and Miz is like, I can hear some moving inside, and Miz just beats the shit out of the present, and Maurice is like, no, don't do it. Miz does like a 4 foot in the air, like stalling in the air elbow drop, which even Flair couldn't do that good. That elbow drop was awesome. No pun intended. It was just like, whee, bang. Maurice is like, what are you doing? And then it's revealed he just beat the crap out of a grandfather clock. And Maurice just throws the mic in his chest and storms off because it's like, oh, what an unprofessional bastard. And it gets good from that point. Because Miz then calls out Dean because he knows he's in the back. You know, he's the one that ruined everything. You know, that's why Maurice stormed off. It's nothing to do with him being paranoid and everything. And the cameraman puts down his camera and takes off his hat. And I think Miz is watching this from the look. He's watching at the Tron, looking at this, and it's like, oh, and turns around, gets attacked. Did he hit Dirty Deeds? I can't remember.
Yeah, he totally did.
All I remember was Miz on the out. Miz had rolled to the outside, and Dean celebrating in the ring, including a swig from the champagne bottle. So then we get to the next match. So Gallows and Anderson are out. Enzo comes out, cuts a solo promo, and says that, you know, I've had to call in a favor. Who's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. And here comes Big Show. And of course, Enzo likes to go, whoa, you're looking a bit thin there. You trying to go for the cruiserweight division? And at this point, I'm going, is he just going to leave him for dead and attack him, whatever? And Show's just like, you want me to relax? So I see us as two cartoon characters. Me as the big mammoth that's out of his, it's old as time itself. And you as this little furry, annoying squirrel with a... And he can't think of the words, and Enzo's just like, nut? Well, I was going to say acorn, but yeah, I see that. And all I know is we're going to prove that Gallows and Anderson, there's going to be one word to describe you guys. I'm going to spell it out. SAWFT. Soft. He actually does it. He's like,
well,
he doesn't just let the crowd do it. He just goes, soft.
That's the thing, though, Ashley. Big Show has a tremendous sense of humor. So
Yeah,
this
totally
is
loose again.
Yeah, and it's always entertaining to see this. I thought you were going to cut a good old-fashioned Ashley promo and say, there's only one word to describe you, and I'm going to spell it out for you. JOBBED. Job.
Nah. If I was going to do that, there's only one word to describe it. Well, more than one word. SHOW spacebar IS spacebar MORE spacebar TALENTED spacebar THAN spacebar BIG spacebar CASS soft.
So this match happens. Big Show sits for the choke slam. He hits it, tags Enzo, and they look like they want to set up NBA Jam. And apparently, Enzo gets tossed onto Carl Anderson for the pin.
He tossed that salad.
Then we go backstage. Yes, Pedro, it was an Ice Age reference, actually.
Oh, wait, it actually was. My God. Then who the fuck is the mammoth and the sloth?
Well, Enzo's definitely the sloth.
Oh, no, not the mammoth. Not the mammoth. The saber-toothed tiger's probably Cass.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And the sloth's Kevin Dunn because it's got big fucking teeth. Fuck the revival.
You say it because I can't.
So Enzo and Show backstage, and Cass checks in on Enzo and says, "You've been away for weeks, man. Yeah. I hope you haven't been attacking us behind our backs." And Show goes, "Look, I'm 7 foot tall. I'm a giant. This size of guy can't really sneak around." And Show and I crack up both when Enzo goes, "Yeah, it don't just creak on floorboards. He creaks on concrete."
Like, good God.
That's your good line.
I laughed at that. I'm not going to lie.
And Enzo at the casino, and Show just says, "Look, you guys should just celebrate on your own. You're the team." And Cass is just like, "Yeah, I like the sound of that." And Show's looking on, smiling. Cass thinks it's Big Show now. I love the fact that basically Show did it because he knows, they clearly need to stick together and not be distracted by anything, even if it is him, because he knows he didn't do it. Unless he did, but all that sort of stuff. Now R-Truth's doing a movie theme promo going, "You want the truth? You can't handle the truth." Which is exactly what TNA said when they gave Ron Killings the NWA World Heavyweight title. 1992, Few Good Men. And then he just does the Pulp Fiction lines again and get got because he's run out of material. And then we fade out from R-Truth, and Doctor Who regenerates into Mike Rome. So there you go, Mike Rome, former NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
I'm sure he would appreciate you saying that.
And introduces Alexa in and says, I'm a goddess in this division, and everybody just treats me like crap. I deserve much better treatment with respect because I'm a champion. And the crowd cheers like, well, great work as somebody heel here, guys. It's not going well. You
gotta play the Odd Couple theme. God. So we get our next match.
Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss with Dana and Mickie James showing up.
Yeah.
Eventually. I mean, it's okay, but really not good at the same time.
Right.
It was sort of average. The reason why I say it's okay is because Alexa did what she had to do. They were at ringside. She pushed into them. They struck back. Ding, ding, ding. She retains via DQ. And then all three get destroyed by Nia Jax. Avalanche to Mickie in the ring. I think Alexa just got attacked. Might have snuck away, but Mickie got an avalanche. Dana got the Samoan drop. And that's your women's division, everybody. Hashtag fucked. Hashtag fuck the revival. Or hashtag FTR. Let's do that because that's the authorized one on the Young Bucks stuff.
I can use that. Yes. So we proceed in the back with Paul Heyman.
Apparently. Yeah, he's he's being assessed in the training room, and then the phone goes off. And basically he says, "No, I know you saw it. And I know you want to do something, so how about you show up next week and put the fear into Joe, make him realize the mistake that he's done. Because next week, we're going to unleash the beast." Big surprise, except it was announced 3 weeks ago. Awkward. And all that. So tomorrow on 205 Live, Cruiserweight title stuff with Neville and TJP. And on SmackDown, which is why I might actually be watching it, even though I won't be. I'll probably just catch it up on the archive. Owens one-on-one with Nakamura. That better be good. So then we get Samoa Joe coming out as they recap him choking out Heyman. Rollins is out. And we end with not too bad a match either. Further proving that Finn Balor is dead. And the Hardys are dead. Apparently. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, it was a good match. Not surprised. I mean, I know a lot of people, as I was reading on Twitter, were not too happy with Bray Wyatt getting involved for the finish. But I think this uneasy alliance between Bray and Samoa Joe, which is something that could possibly play into story moving forward. I mean, you never know. That could happen to Brock.
Possibly.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, it was like it was a solid TV main event.
For an average Raw, as ever.
Yeah.
Was that a round of applause? Wait, what?
I'm trying to get. I don't have notes here because my mouse keeps freezing.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm trying to give a finish to this match because I want to talk a little bit about it more in depth, but it's not giving me. Stupid mouse. So yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in this match. Joe ended up hitting that snap power slam. Looked like he almost killed Rollins. Not in a bad way. It actually just looked really good. Rollins did the deal. Got a near fall off of that one. And Rollins basically does the roll up, hits the Avada Kedavra, and goes up top for the frog splash. And here comes the wide interruption. Lights come back on. Joe's got in the Kahina clutch and no tap out. Basically, Rollins passes out in the hold, and the referee calls for the bell.
He did the deal?
He did the deal, absolutely.
No, I'm saying he did the deal as in Samoa Joe won. Make him look good.
Yes, indeed.
Good.
So, average edition of Raw. If you haven't yet, go back to listen to our Extreme Rules podcast from last night. Pedro says, I feel they're trying to pick on which person they want to put Bray against. Which is possible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an issue with that if that's going to be the end game here.
Seems like a plan, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be watching The Mummy tomorrow, so I won't be able to Yeah. I'm watching The Mummy tomorrow, so I won't be able to catch SmackDown, but I will watch it on archive because I want to see what they do with Nakamura and Owens.
Yeah, he's just a rock star. It don't matter.
He's an artist as well. Don't forget that.
What an artist in terms of fuck the revival.
Yes, indeed, of course. Would have it no other way. So that's our show. Wednesday, 9 p.m., PAX show. SmackDown 205 Live NXT. We're going to be previewing Dominion for New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ring of Honor just did TV tapings. We're going to talk about that. We got UFC news. Lucha Underground continues. WCPW is hanging by a thread thanks to YouTube and its wonderful policies.
Hey.
James Storm is the newest inductee of the TNA Impact Hall of Fame. I'm very excited to be able
That's
to
good.
see that happen before my very eyes at Slammiversary next month.
They decided to announce that nowhere other than just whenever they felt like it.
It was announced on
to
Facebook,
know.
actually, weirdly enough.
I know, that's the problem.
So that's going to be your Wednesday show. Back Sip and Snack on Thursday. We're continuing our soda theme for the month, leading to the final Sip and Snack, which is going to be our Sip and Snack for July 4th, even though it's still in the month of June. And it's going to be themed towards the holiday, obviously. Just like we did right before Memorial Day, we're going to do it yet again with something coming up. And, of course, this weekend will be the return of AJ here on the Popcast Network. Friday is going to be the newest episode of Fargo, as well as Saturday will be the return of Versus, and then Sunday will be the movie review of The Mummy. Ashley, where can we find you on social media?
I am at Twitter at Ash is my name UK. Gaming with Ash is probably whether it's up yet or going to be a minute or
It's
something.
up. It's up.
Talking about FIFA.
Yep.
And the E3 stuff will be coming on later in the week.
Yeah, a lot of
how upload it.
A lot of Ashley content this weekend too. So I mean, stay tuned for that. If you're a fan of our gaming content, Ashley's going to have you covered for E3 preview this week. So once again, thanks to Pedro and Logan for joining us in chat. You guys are awesome as always. Thank you for continuously joining chat and keeping the chat flowing every day. Thank you, Aquaman, for joining us in chat.
Boo.
Pedro says Ashley Mania. Yeah, pretty much.
I won't go that far. Considering some of the stuff that's going to be shown at these press conferences, like Ubisoft is blatantly going to show Just Dance. You're like, yeah, I'm really into that. Not.
I don't know if things don't. I mean, I really hope, once again, like we said last night on the Extreme Rules podcast, Heelbook has a petition going around to try to get YouTube to not prevent wrestling to be monetized. A lot of great content creators have been affected by this, both big and small. The biggest one, obviously, WCPW, is pretty much hanging by a thread now because their source of revenue is kind of dwindling away because of all the views are not getting the monetization it should have. So yeah, definitely, if you are an advocate of wrestling content here on YouTube, then please, by all means, sign the petition. It only takes one person to make a difference. Why do we have a skull?
It makes perfect sense.
Okay.
You'll know what.
Fair point. So we got a lot of good stuff coming this week. So yeah, this month we've got another WWE pay-per-view. We've got Money in the Bank coming up. We've got Best in the World coming up. We've got New Japan coming up very soon. That's going to roll into July with the G1 shows in Long Beach, 1 week at a time, as well as Slammiversary. So we got a lot of wrestling content coming for you guys in the next couple of months. And Pedro, I'm sure you'll probably appreciate this before this month is over. Something tells me we're going to have an announcement or two. So there's that.
Ooh.
So once again, if you'd like to follow along with our faithful chat room listeners, you're more than welcome to do so on Twitter. It's Logan is at Logan Burton 10 and Pedro is at Evil Takes Root. So follow us on Twitter at Popcast Network. Check out our Patreon at Popcast Network, Zazzle merch at Popcast Network, and our Facebook fan page. We're up to 202 likes now. Yes. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate it. And you can follow me at Sir Owen Disney. So, as always, in a world where there are a billion wrestling podcasts, we're very pleased that once more this evening you've chosen a podcast. I want to thank everyone for watching. Thanks, everyone, for listening. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.
Fuck the revival.
By the